Stephanie Rule told an inconvenient truth. I want you to hear the rhetoric then from the congressman, and then we'll take it on the other side, because this is rather important, and it'll probably go over the head of many what the congressman is really talking about.
One thing that jumps out to me is that estimates show we could raise $500 billion by taxing just 200 companies, a minimum of 15%, and less than 1,000 Americans. What does that say about massive inequality at the super top and bottom in this country right now?
Well, I think you made this point very well about a few minutes ago about the fact that some of our companies who do business here and take advantage of our great law enforcement and our infrastructure don't actually pay anything at the end of the day, and that just doesn't make any sense. Everybody here pays something, and the idea that they're not even paying the minimum corporate rate makes no sense. So the 15% just adds up, and when people talk to me about it, that just is common sense. You know, I think we've got to figure out a way with all this to make sure we pay for whatever we put up, whatever we propose, because we can't just keep borrowing on the backs of our kids and our grandkids. And I hear that all the time. Like, we've just got to be smart about this, and people are really worried about our economy. So figuring out all those provisions, Stephanie, you know, are tough, as you said before. The details really matter. You want to make sure you don't craft something that suddenly a bunch of lawyers figure out how to work around it. That doesn't work either. So, you know, this is what we're working on and around the clock, but it doesn't make any sense to me, as we're in good faith negotiations, which we've been with across the spectrum for weeks, that we'd hold up a vote on our bipartisan infrastructure package, which is the roads, the bridges, climate resiliency, getting lead out of our water. Why would you hold that up, millions of jobs a year, while we're negotiating the other package? And that's really what's left a lot of us scratching our head. And frankly, back home, from whether it's hardworking men and women of labor or others saying to me, why are you holding this up? And many of us are asking our leadership, please just bring this thing for a vote. Let's get this done across the finish line. Let's get a win for the country here.
And many of those same hardworking Americans are saying 15%, lawyers and lobbyists be damned. If companies have to pay just 15%, that's still a whole lot less than what you and I pay every day, every year.
Congressman, are you kidding me? Why are we holding it up? We're holding it up because you cannot be trusted as not being a thrill for the wealthy and corporations. That's why we're holding it up. Yes, you get your infrastructure bill passed, the one that builds bridges, the one that does all these hardware things, and get all those corporations who just want to build these products because they make more money. But they find a way to put a stake in the heart of that which helps people socially, that which gives people health care, that which people gives all these things. You know why they scoff at that one? Because now that requires more taxes from those 1,200 people those 200 corporations and that 1,000 people, that just those two alone raise $500 billion. If that doesn't seem obscene to you, and understand why progressives are saying the fact that those people could have gotten away with not paying $500 billion in taxes because of the policies that all of you support, and that all of you are listening to their lobbyists, why you're not wanting to charge them. You don't want a tax on 100 millionaires except if they make 100 million after 2 years. I mean, it is preposterous to ask the question, why hold up the bill? They hold up the bill because they know you want the bill. And the reason why they will not vote, or they should not vote, not they will not, I don't know what they'll ultimately do, but the reason why they should not vote on the infrastructure bill is that we know it's needed. We know you want it, and those same corporations that want to profit needs those bridges repaired. They need those ports repaired. They need those airports modified to handle bigger aircraft, etc. They need that, and they don't want to pay for it. They want tax dollars to pay for it. Okay, if you want our tax dollars to pay for that, then we need the tax dollars to pay to ensure that the people who are going to build these things have child care, to ensure that the people who are going to get sick who build these things have health care, to ensure that the old people who have worked for you in the past for more than you have paid them will have dental, ear, and eye coverage. You know, it's sort of a two-way street. Not all the time should we transfer all the wealth to the top. And all Democrats who are not seeing that, all Democrats who are holding out right now, let's get the deal done, whatever they are willing to pay in order to get the hardware infrastructure bill passed. Okay, make the deal for that. And then in 2022, let's rid ourselves of the scab that remains on part of the party. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.